Hello everybody, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here from onlinechesslessons.net, and in this introduction I'm going to show you the lines we are going to analyze in this DVD. Basically, we'll suggest a line to fight against Sicilian. As you probably know, playing a knight to f3 plus d4 is the main line. This is the open Sicilian. However, when we play this, we have a lot of possible lines to face, and this requires a lot of theory knowledge. I mean, that's fine, although we can also try playing alternative systems where knowing theory it's important, but understanding the ideas behind this system it's even more important, and we can still get a strong attack as white. So I'm going to suggest knight c3, and depending on what black plays, we can try bishop b5 or f4. Sometimes we can play both, and the advantage of playing this is that your opponent, he's not going to be as prepared as if you play the main lines with a knight to f3 plus d4. So you'll probably start with the advantage. After knight c3, Tiviakov players, or probably dragon players too, they are going to play knight c6 here. We'll also see how to play against d6, but after knight c6 we'll see bishop b5, and I like this move because we have a positional idea, which is destroying his pawn structure by taking the knight on c6. And here white, black, has a lot of moves. We'll see d6, we'll also study e6. We have queen c7. This move is trying to protect the pawn structure. The same goes for knight to d4, and we'll also see e6. After e6, e6, a6 too. After all these moves, we are going to take his knight, and then we'll have a positional advantage, and we'll also have a positional game. We'll have some attacking ideas too, and against queen c7 and knight d4 we'll have some specific ideas I'll share in this video. So now let's get started with one of the games. The game we're going to analyze is Tiviakov against Salem, and okay, let's get started. White opens the game with e4, c5, knight c3, knight c6, and then bishop to b5. We'll start analyzing d6. When black plays this, he doesn't care about the pawn structure, but he's trying to play bishop d7, so we take as soon as possible, therefore destroying his pawn structure. B takes c6, and then before playing something like knight to f3, we play f4, then we'll play knight to f3, but first we make sure we have more space on the king side. So we play f4, and here black decides to play d5. I don't like this move much. here we don't have a lot of theory. Here as white we play like skim, but I don't like d5 much. Probably as black I would play e6, trying to finish my development as soon as possible, also trying to create some counterplay on the queen side. Here we can just continue with knight to f3, bishop e7, we can castle, and here we have a standard maneuver. We'll also see this maneuver in other variations, and this maneuver is queen to e1. The idea is to play queen h4, maybe f5, and then bishop to h6. And we are getting rid of that defender on e7. This queen e1 is also useful because we are defending the knight on c3. Imagine we have to play something like b3, then the knight is well protected. So queen e1, here we are following a game where black played rook b8, b3. As I was saying, now the knight on c3 is well protected, and black is lacking counterplay on the queen side. Knight to e8, bishop d2. We play it simple. We also have a positional advantage. You can see the c pawns are doubled, and then we continue attacking with queen h4 plus f5. In fact, in this game, black tries trading queens off, and suddenly we see he's full of weaknesses. We can still win trading queens, and suddenly c5 is falling sooner or later. Of course, if he takes on e5, then we take back, and he is still full of holes. I don't like this. The other thing I see in this system is that his bishop on c8, you'll see this in so many defenses, bishop c8 is a bad bishop for black. Is what we call the tall pawn. This bishop is crashing into the pawn structure. So just to give you an idea, this idea, d3, queen e1, queen h4, is a standard maneuver we should consider in this system. And of course, after this, we have to remember f5 plus bishop h6 in order to get rid of that defender. So now let's see how this game was. Here, so d6, we are still following Tiviakov against Salem. Bishop takes c6, pawn takes. Before knight f3 we play f4, and here black plays d5. We play d3, knight f6, and then I like this move, queen e2. It's quite flexible. We don't want to trade queens yet, and we can consider playing e5, although this diagonal is still open. He can try something like this, or maybe knight h6 plus bishop e4. We can play e5 once here. We can play this once his pawn is on e6. Then we are happy to close that position. But before that, we can play queen e2. There's no rush to play e5. And if we play something like knight to f3, then maybe he can consider trading queens off, and we have to take with the king. unless we want to lose that pawn, of course. And here we lose the right to castle. So that is why white plays queen to e2. Queen e2, then black decides to play bishop e4. Yeah, I think this makes sense, because usually that bishop on c8 is a bad bishop. Therefore, he wants to get rid of it. If he plays his e6, we'll see e6 too. Here we might consider playing e5, because now that bishop is closed. And if e6, we can just continue developing here. At some point, we can still consider that maneuver with queen e1 and queen h4. Or maybe we can also advance with e5. Considering he hasn't played bishop e4 yet, we can play h3 first, and then e5 is coming. So yeah, I feel we have an advantage here. So after queen e2, he plays bishop e4. We play the simple knight f3. What I like about this system is our moves are natural moves. So bishop e7, h3, and then he has to take. If bishop h5, we don't have to be afraid to play a move like this. Even if he takes, we just win a piece, and after this we play f5. So bishop takes. I like taking with the rook. This is a nice attacking concept, using the rook in order to attack. I mean, we can use the rook via the third rank. This is a nice attacking concept. He castles, and then white decides to play e5. Of course, we are pushing knight f6 back, and we have to understand knight f6 is the kingside defender. The same goes for knight f3. Usually these knights are the best defenders of the king. As you can see, this knight on f6 would stop queen h5, queen e4. Once this knight is gone, then we have more chances of attacking. And in this game, white plays knight d1. We won't see this maneuver often, although here we have the chance of bringing the knight to the king side. And we still have the better pawn structure. Sometimes, if our attack is not working, we can still win by positional means. We can see this pawn structure is weak. And I chose this game because black is able to stop our attack on the king side. However, he's still full of weaknesses, like the e6 pawn, and that is allowing this maneuver. We'll put a lot of pressure on e6. As you can see, this pawn is backwards, can only be protected by pieces, can't be protected by pawns, and that is not good, of course. After bishop d6, simple development move, we'll continue with rook e1, and the key is it's tough for black to play e5. That would be his free move, but since he can't play it, that means he can't free his position. So I think here we have a nice positional advantage. And before we finish this line, I would like to point out here Queen E2. In this game it's working well because we are stopping this. Remember this E5 concept. We can play it when he plays E6. We can consider it right here too, but there's no rush. And I think the most important variation is this. Usually black players, they like playing with E6 and bishop E7. Then we have to remember this maneuver. The Queen E1, Queen H4, F5, bishop H6. Queen E1 is key, because we can also play B3, and then Knight C3 is being protected. If we remember this maneuver, then we have a good idea. And now we'll continue analyzing other lines. This is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.